struggling to stay productive in today's chaotic world. The frantic pace of November 2025 is eating us alive. Burnout, distraction, information overload. But what if the key to thriving isn't another app, another hack, or another gadget? What if the secret is 2,000 years old, hidden in the writings of a Roman emperor? Marcus Aurelius didn't speak about productivity. He lived it. He ruled an empire, managed wars, handled plagues, all while mastering his inner world. His days were a symphony of discipline, a carefully orchestrated series of habits that allowed him to navigate immense pressure with clarity and purpose. While we fight against notifications and endless feeds, he fought against barbarian invasions and political intrigue. Yet, his methods for staying grounded, focused, and effective are more relevant now than ever. Maybe the modern world doesn't need more innovation. Maybe it needs more wisdom. The tools have changed, but the human mind hasn't. The desire for meaning, the struggle against distraction, the quest for a well-lived life, these are timeless. Aurelius left us a blueprint, not in a productivity guide, but in his personal journal, known to us as Meditations. These weren't lessons for the public. They were reminders for himself. Raw, honest, and profoundly practical. Today, we're not just exploring history. We're extracting a timeless operating system for the modern mind. We will deconstruct 13 of his most powerful daily habits, principles that forged an emperor's resilience and can redefine our own relationship with work, focus, and life itself. What part of your life feels out of control, and deep down, you know you must reclaim it? Marcus Aurelius began every day with intention, not an obligation. The Stoic alarm clock wasn't noise, it was purpose. He would remind himself upon waking. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for? This wasn't about hustle culture. It was about aligning with his nature and his duty. Wake with duty. Wake with clarity. Wake with ownership of the day. Then came the premeditation of evils, or premeditatio malorum. He would imagine the challenges ahead, encountering interfering, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and unfriendly people. By visualizing these difficulties, he prepared his mind, stripping them of their power to surprise or upset him. He knew he couldn't control others' actions, only his own response. This mental rehearsal built an emotional armor, ensuring nothing could break his spirit. And finally, the journal. Meditations wasn't a book. It was his private strategy log, a place where he shaped his mind before the world tried to shake it. Each morning, he would write to himself, reinforcing his principles, questioning his own judgments, and setting the philosophical tone for the day. This was not a diary of events, but a training ground for his character. He was architecting his inner citadel, one thought at a time. Are you beginning your day with intention, or just survival? By midday, Aurelius shifted into focused execution. No multitasking, no frantic switching. One task, fully. This was deep work before we had a word for it. He understood that divided attention is no attention at all. He wrote, concentrate every minute on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness. His strength wasn't speed, it was the profound depth of his focus. He saw each task, whether signing a decree or studying philosophy, as worthy of his complete presence. He ate simply not for pleasure, but for fuel. Stoicism teaches temperance, and for Aurelius, meals were a functional part of the day, not a source of indulgence or distraction. Simple bread, vegetables, and water were enough. This wasn't about deprivation, it was about freedom. Freedom from cravings, freedom from the need for elaborate comforts, and the freedom to direct his energy toward what truly mattered. He treated distractions as externalities, events outside his control. An interruption from a senator, a disruptive report from the battlefield, a courtier's petty squabble, these didn't shake him. He accepted them as part of the fabric of life, acknowledged them, and then returned to the task with calm precision. He didn't resist reality, he worked with it. His mind was like a fire that consumes obstacles and turns them into fuel, burning brighter. This unwavering focus was his superpower. What distraction is slowly stealing your potential? Without you noticing, when the sun set, Aurelius's work wasn't done. The most important task remained, the review of his day. He would ask himself a simple but powerful series of questions, a practice borrowed from his Pythagorean and Stoic predecessors. Where did I succeed in living according to my principles? Where did I fall short? What did I learn about my own character, my flaws, my strengths? This wasn't self-criticism aimed at fostering guilt. It was a rigorous, honest self-assessment aimed at self-mastery. It was data collection for personal growth. He then ended with gratitude, finding abundance in the ordinary. He would reflect on the kindness of his family, the wisdom of his teachers, the loyalty of his friends. He found reasons to be thankful not for what he had, but for the virtues he witnessed and the lessons he learned. This practice recentered his perspective, reminding him of the good in a world often filled with challenges. And before sleep, he practiced the art of detachment. He detached from outcomes. He had given his best effort to his duties, but the results were ultimately beyond his complete control. Control your effort, he reminded himself. Let life control the rest. By surrendering the uncontrollable, he could release the anxiety of the day. Only then could he rest, truly rest, with a clear conscience and a tranquil mind, ready to begin the cycle anew. What would your life look like if every night ended with honesty instead of guilt? Now it's your turn. The goal is not to perfectly replicate the life of a Roman emperor. It is to adapt his timeless principles to your modern reality. Don't try to implement all 13 habits at once. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, choose your 3 to 5 core habits that resonate most deeply with you right now. Perhaps it's the morning purpose setting, the midday single tasking, and the evening review. Start small, grow consistently. If you want to journal, start with 1 sentence a day. If you want to practice focus, start with a 15-minute block of uninterrupted work. Tiny habits, when practiced with consistency, compound into massive transformations. Build your own meditations. It doesn't need to be a scroll and ink. It can be a simple journal, a voice memo on your phone, a private note in an app. The tool doesn't matter. The ritual of reflection does. And then, join the community of people rediscovering this ancient discipline. Share your journey, learn from others, and hold each other accountable. We are not pursuing this for productivity alone. We are pursuing it for peace, for resilience, for a life of meaning and intention, in a world that constantly pulls us away from both. What small habit could completely change your life if you committed to it for 30 days? We are drowning in tools, apps, and systems, all promising a more productive life. We organize our calendars, optimize our inboxes, and download the latest life hack apps, yet we feel more scattered and overwhelmed than ever. But real discipline comes from within. It's not a software you can install. It's a mindset you must cultivate. 13 habits from a man who ruled an empire. 13 habits that outlived empires. These aren't just ancient wisdom. They are a practical guide to reclaiming control over your attention, your time, and your life. The world is chaotic, but your mind doesn't have to be. The power to build an inner citadel of calm and focus has been within you all along. Marcus Aurelius just gave us the blueprint. Start your practice, start your discipline, start your transformation. Thank you for watching. What version of you is waiting on the other side of discipline?